Good afternoon, Thunder Nation. How are y'all doing? I hope you say great because I'm doing great. And we have nothing to complain about once again. We are 16-1. The best start in Thunder history continues to roll on forward. And I mean, what can you say? What can you talk about on a podcast like this when this is what we're covering? I mean, it's just incredible. We're blessed. I've said it so many times and I keep saying it. We're blessed. We're blessed. We're blessed. We have a lot to cover today. Obviously, it was not our craziest week ever. Thunder handled business. We'll go over it briefly. But have some fun things planned for today, and then we'll get into an upcoming crazy week of Thunder basketball. So, with that being said, welcome to the Will to Win Show.
Got after the gather, the two-step.
DB, those tears are
seasons in NBA.
Win the games, got the job done. Great teams get the job done. Okay, you spoke this week. Why not do something a little different, a little special? All right, everyone. Like I said, we are 16-1. We have been blessed to witness 16 wins in 17 games, folks. This Thunder team, I said it last week as my hot take, this Thunder team is looking like the greatest team we have ever seen in the history of the sport. If you're not a Thunder fan watching this podcast, that might sound crazy to you, but I implore you to please watch the games. Please watch the games and then come back to me next week, okay? Tell me that this team isn't great. Okay, I've seen so many narratives online, so many people making excuses for the Thunder success, fouls, free throws, lack of opponent level. I mean, we played great opponents. The arguments are, they're not relevant, and we don't care because we know what we're watching. We have confidence in what we're watching as fans, and we're ready to keep going. So with that being said, let's look back at the week we've had, okay? Last week, if you remember watching week 5, my episode last week, towards the end of the episode, I went through a very brief overview of this past week because we had New Orleans, Sacramento, and Utah. Obviously not the most exciting lineup of opponents in the NBA as it stands today. I said, in a perfect world, in an ideal world, in a likely world, I'd come back to you in a week and be 16-1. And look where we are, 16-1. The Thunder handled business. And if you watch these games, you would be able to tell me, I'm telling you, but you'd be able to agree with me that they didn't just handle their business, they handled their business very effectively. There wasn't much adversity thrown at us this week. There was some. The Thunder were able to mask. I mean, in every NBA game, you're going to face adversity. These guys, we can say New Orleans sucks, right? We can say that, but they have some perennial players. Like every single player in the NBA is an incredible basketball player. The Thunder are going to face adversity every night, okay? It's just how quickly can they encompass that adversity, tackle it, and move forward. And in these games, Thunder were able to do that very well. And we'll go into each one briefly. So New Orleans last Sunday, I was on a plane for some of this game, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I looked back, watched bits and pieces. I watched the majority of the second and third quarters. Hot start in New Orleans, 49 points in the first quarter, a Thunder record. And then at that point, everyone online is saying, okay, this game's over, turn it off. Now, the rest of that game was not at the level we would have hoped for. This game is rare in the sense of it seemed in these sort of games when we're supposed to go out and win and dominate, the Thunder may, start a bit slow, play our game, but getting in the flow of the game. And once we reach the third quarter, we're kind of pulling ahead at that point and dominating. In this game, the Thunder came out guns a-blazing, got up by over 20. Second quarter, we saw the Pelicans make some runs. Shout out to their guys, Derek Queen, what's his name, Jeremiah Fears. They played, some basketball that showed a lot of heart. They have some good young pieces in New Orleans. It's just whether they can put it together. And I think it's a lot of teams like that. Where you have good young pieces. Can you put it together like Utah? We'll talk about Utah. I think Utah and New Orleans are in similar places right now. You have pieces. You have things to be excited about as a franchise. Can you put it together in a way that will bring you success? And that's the age-old question. That is the age-old question for rebuilds, is can you put it together? Obviously, as Thunder fans, we can say we put it together. We are the model for teams like that, and I think teams are trying to build a Thunder-esque core. I don't know if they have one in New Orleans, but they did show some heart. They fought back, but the Thunder held the rope. They didn't pull the rope, but they held it. They held the rope and were able to win by 19-20. I forget the final score exactly. But not being said, it wasn't too exciting. You never got the sense we were going to lose that game. They didn't build upon that 49-point first quarter, but they performed well in that first quarter, did enough to play a pretty stress-free game, right? You're not going to lose that game. This team is too good to score 49 points in the first quarter then blow it. They're not going to do that. Knock on wood. Let's not see that this week. Okay, on to Sacramento. Wednesday night. I was actually at a Thanksgiving party, and I had this game on, so I was watching it with some people. It's always fun to watch games with people who don't always watch the Thunder, because there were some haters in that room with me, and they showed, and they were giving Thunder some respect, because you watch Shea play in a basketball game, and people are like, dang, like, he's really good. He can get to the rim so effectively. He gets to his spots. He knows. So it's always fun watching games with people who don't watch the Thunder, but hey, turn on the games, and they're like, oh my gosh, this team is incredible. Now, Sacramento is a team that is better than their record shows, okay? They're 3-12 now as it stands today. Not great, obviously, not great, but they have had the hardest schedule by far. They played us 3 times. 3 of their 12 losses have been against us. So I feel for them, but they have the second easiest remaining schedule in the league. So hopefully, for Sacramento's sake, I think if you're a Kings fan, do not give up, because you have a good team. I like the way Russ is playing. He's playing aggressive. He's showing that he at least deserves to be on a team in this league. He's helping the Kings give him a chance in these games. Really, the Kings hung around, as they typically do. The Kings hung around, and they showed a lot of grit. But I really credit this win to Chet and Shea. We really had to see them step up and make plays to ensure a victory. In that third quarter, they did. Chet with 21 points on 10 and 15 shooting. Shea with 33 on 12 or 24. The Thunder took control of that game in that third quarter. As I mentioned earlier, classic Thunder blueprint for a victory. Play it close, get in the rhythm, pull ahead, done. Okay? We saw Shea play a little bit of that fourth quarter. Obviously, the Kings were, closer in a more of a striking distance. Thunder were able to take control and win that game. Obviously, won't see Sacramento again unless we somehow see them in the NBA Cup or in the Cup playoffs. I doubt it, but you never know. Or in the playoffs. Who knows? It's not over, Kings fans. It's just getting started. Okay. Utah. The Utah Jazz. This was the other night. This is my favorite game of those 3 was this game right here. This was a fun one, guys. Now, that first quarter was sad. I mean, it was not sad. Obviously, the Thunder weren't playing terrible. The Jazz were playing out of their minds. I think they were shooting over 70% from 3. They had the Thunder down 18 in the first quarter, and the final score after that first quarter was 44-30. And you're looking, obviously 14 felt a lot better than 18. But you're thinking, man, like what got into Utah? Kevin Love specifically. Shout out Kevin Love. We put Brandon Carlson in early in that first quarter in this game, and he was giving Kevin Love too much space. Obviously, the scouting report probably isn't, oh, face guard Kevin Love. We can't let him score. No, it's not going to be like that, because Kevin Love, I'm not going to say he's washed because he just kind of torched us, but he's not the threat he used to be. We weren't too worried about Kevin Love. Obviously, we had to adjust, throw Jay Will in the game, don't let the guys shoot. Took care of business there. But 3 quick threes from Kevin Love specifically, but they were all hitting their shots, man. And that kind of carried over to us in the third quarter, which is fun to see. It's like it was contagious, the 3-point shooting in Utah that night. But what I want to discuss with this game is that we were down 18, but never, I was watching with a buddy, never once was I concerned or worried that we were going to lose that game. Because I have so much confidence in this team's discipline, and you can just see it seeping through on the court. Like, the discipline, there's no panic. There's no panic. It was Jay Will at the end of that game in the post-game interview with Nick Gallo mentioned, we're going to play our game our way, to our terms, no matter what the score is. That's what got us to 16-1, 15-1 at the time. And that's what the Thunder did to ensure that they would lead the game 16-1. You're not the ones adjusting. You're the ones forcing the other team to adjust because you trust that at the end of the day, when all is said and done, if we play our way and you play your way, we're going to win that game. Because we have built a brand that is borderline unstoppable, as evidenced by our record. But yeah, mid-third quarter flip. It was, honestly, if you look at the flow chart, I'll put it on the screen. The flow chart for this game was insane. I mean, look at that. That mid-third quarter flip, it just went from, like, because the Thunder just started making every shot. And I think, like I said, it stems defensively. We forced some stops. Alex Caruso, for example, drew some charges. Casey Wallace got some steals. Our wing defenders went ballistic, stopping these dudes, leading to quick, outlet passes, threes, good looks, in rhythm. And then at that point, when we're in that groove, it's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. And we went up 20 plus and never looked back. We were up 40 at one point in this game. Jay Will's career high three-pointers made. How about that? 5 threes for Jalen Williams. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. He's turning into a three-point specialist. And that's the mold for him. When he was drafted out of Arkansas, I was curious. I was not a hater because he's a positive guy. You can remember him in college. He was a very positive guy. But you start thinking his build isn't, and his athletic ability isn't the most insane you'll see in the NBA. How is he gonna get on this roster, make a role for himself to where he gets consistent minutes and stays on this team and is productive? The first thing you got to think of is the three-point shot. If you get a three-point shot, you're gonna have a spot in this team, and he's developed that, and also just his defensive abilities, underrated defender, drawing charges, and really just the heart and soul of this team, emotionally and mentality-wise. Jay Will has turned into a future Mr. Thunder in my mind. So, cannot wait to see what he keeps doing. Love to see him have nights like that. And yeah, with that being said, it's a quick recap of our week. Handled business, went in the games, got the job done. Great teams get the job done. Okay, you're supposed to win. You go out and win. No funny business. No adversity. No flying around craziness from other teams in these away environments. No, you go in there, handle business, win the games. Good nights. All right, everybody, welcome back to Hats Off, the part of the show where we crown our Thunder Player of the Week. So, our standings right now, I don't have this written down. It's going to be off the dome, so I might screw this up. But our standings right now, we have AJ Mitchell has 2. I know that for sure. Brooks Barnheiser, Usman Jang. And our 5th was Casey Wallace. So Casey Wallace won last week. AJ Mitchell currently is the leader with 2 hats off victories so far this season. And now we're about to do something that we could have done a lot. And it was bound to happen eventually. And I'm sure, based on that, you can guess who our player of the week is going to be. Let me just tell you, it's about dang time. Okay? And the reason I'm giving it to this guy on this particular week, not any other week, is because if you look at our statistics, if you look at these games, no one really, other than him, stepped up and stood out and had a crazy great week. Chet had a good week. We'll give Chet that. But that's expected. Chet Holmgren did his job. And we need to see him do that and do more. And I love to see it. It's not Chet, though. Nobody but maybe Chet And this guy, I'm going to tell you who it is. They didn't stand out. No one on the bench. The bench had a great week. I mean, the bench, Thunder Player of the Game on FanDuel Sports Network, was our bench against Utah the other night. The bench had a great week, but there's not an AJ going crazy ballistic this week. He's kind of settling in. So why is that? Okay. I think the reason, a big attribution to this, is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's efficiency. Spoiler, our hats off player of the week is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. For the first time, like I said, he could win it every week. If I wanted to, I could find a reason to give it to him every week. But we got to have some competition. We got to have some competition. But Shai is definitely the clear favorite to win the hats off competition for the entire year. But AJ Mitchell still has 2. Shai has 1. Let me get into why. Okay. I believe Shai's efficiency, and I talked about it last week and weeks previous, the efficiency that he is playing with this season is allowing for everyone to step up. And I think a big reason why we saw these randomized scoring spreads, we had guys like Jay Will last night, the other night, 15 points against Utah, right? We see guys like AJ stepping up 13 the other night against Sacramento, I believe. Okay? Anyone can step up and score because they're going to have the opportunity to score because Shai isn't taking generally, now there's some outlying games, he's not taking as many shots. In 3 games this week, he shot 47 times. 47 shots, okay? He made 26 of those. Well over 50% splits, okay? Incredible efficiency from Shai. And it's not like he's just getting to the rim, getting layups. He's doing that. He's doing Shai things, getting to the rim, getting layups, getting buckets. He's taking difficult shots. He's taking those step back threes. He's taking these shots that he normally takes, but he's just making them at a higher clip. It shows the work that he's put in the summer. He has gotten better. Give him the same on-ball time as last season and the same number of shots and the same number of minutes, he's averaging 40. Okay? That's how good he's been. And now on those 47 shots, he had 87 points this week. We saw Cade shoot 45 the other day. Get 50. On 47 shots this week, Shai has 87 points total. That is efficiency. Now it doesn't stop at the offensive side of the ball. Plus 55 efficiency combined this week. When the Thunder were on the court this week, they were 55 points better than everyone else. Okay? And that comes from his offensive excellence as well as his defensive excellence. There is no liability to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's defense. People say it. Not true. Shai is an incredible defender. He gets steals, he gets blocks, he does everything. Okay, he had a good block on someone the other night, against Utah. I forget who it was in the third quarter on that run. He does it all, and he did it all this week. And he didn't even play in the fourth quarter in 2 of those games. He played a little bit in the fourth against Sacramento. He's not playing as much as these superstars are, but he's putting up these numbers on less shots. SGA is being so efficient. So efficient. And I just love to see it. 9 total games without playing the fourth quarter. He's going to probably break some records on that this year if that keeps up. And keep in mind, all this without Jalen Williams, too. My goodness. So for all those reasons and many more, obviously we could talk for an hour about everything Shai does for this team, even in 1 week alone. Right? That's a little overview of why I'm giving it to him specifically this week, because no one else stood out. But Shai did Shai things. And when that happens, I'm telling you right now, he will be our hats off player of the week because he needs recognition for it. So with that being said, hats off to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the first of many. As you all know, one of the most anticipated parts of this past week of Thunder basketball was our brand new fancy shiny City Edition jerseys and court. Okay? And so I thought this week, why not do something a little different, a little special for the show? All right? For the first time, we're going to do a tier list, okay? This is something you might see periodically, maybe on weeks like this past week where there's nothing too crazy to talk about, like the Thunder handled their business, okay, on to the next week. Let's throw something fun in. Have a little fun, all right? So, I'm going to introduce you all to my now keep in mind, I have not done this, looked at this, or even filled this out, or really given any much thought to it because I want this to be raw and genuine for all of you. I am a jersey connoisseur, okay? I love the look of the game of basketball, and I think our jersey collection all time is underrated. And I think we added a very beautiful jersey to that collection this week with our city jerseys. And I'm curious in my mind to see how they stack up to all of our jerseys over time. So, my first tier list is going to be all-time Thunder jerseys. We have, as you see on the screen here, S through D. I'm going to go through what these categories are going to indicate, okay? And obviously this may evolve as I do it because I'm very particular with how I rank things, and I want it to make sense in my mind, and I'm going to explain it hopefully to where it makes sense in yours. So, let's just get going, okay? And then we'll get into what each tier kind of indicates as we go. I'm going to go in order here. The order is generally based on timelines and time of history, so we have kind of older to newer jerseys combos, right? So, first off, we have our classic, I guess they were called home. I was going to say association. Our home jerseys, our white home jerseys from, I guess, 2008 through, I think it would have been 2017 when we went to the Nike jersey deal. So these original ones, I mean, you may think, why are these jerseys on here twice? We have this one, and then we have the whites and the blues we have today, because the Thunder on this white, it's written Thunder. If you look very closely, you'll see Thunder on there instead of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is now on our white jerseys. Thunder is now on our blue. And also, there's little differences here and there throughout. It's also just vibes, too. I think, now, we're not going to have very many S tiers, okay? I have in my mind what I think some S tier jerseys will be. This is an upper echelon. These are staples. You see this jersey, who do you think of? I think of Russell Westbrook flying to the rim and throwing out a merciless jam, okay? That's what I think of. Maybe because I'm looking at this picture, too. Now, where does that put it? I'm thinking B or A initially. B or A seems safe to me. We're going to throw it in B for now. Because visually, maybe it's not the most, jaw-dropping jersey. It's a staple, though. I feel like I see some between that are S tiers that could fall between this jersey and the S tier jerseys I have in mind. So we'll keep it there from now. We could switch around later. Next, we have our classic away jerseys, our Oklahoma City Blues in the Kevin Durant Westbrook era. When I see these two jerseys, I don't think of anything too different. I don't think the white was so much better than the blue, or the blue was so much better than the white. I think of them pretty synonymously. So, with that being said, I'll throw it in B2. I think these will kind of group together. Just because I look at these, I think the same era. I think of classic vintage Thunder basketball. Beautiful time to be alive, man. Next, these are our 2012 Christmas edition jerseys. Now, I threw the Christmas ones in here because, honestly, we don't have too many jerseys all time. I mean, obviously, Nike is overcompensating jerseys right now, so we have a ton from this new era. But vintage jersey-wise, it's not like we have a rich history of jerseys. These, if you look closely at them, they're the Thunder is written in orange. It kind of blends together. It looks like a kind of a blobby mess. If I'm looking at all these jerseys, looking ahead a bit, these honestly look like some of the worst. Okay, these are kind of ugly. I'm not a huge fan. It looks like highlighter. They drew highlighter on a blue jersey and you can't even see it. So, D tier. Simple. Next, we have our Christmas Day jersey, and it looks like 2013. So we have that silver Oklahoma City Thunder logo crest right there on top of a blue sleeved jersey. People hate on the sleeve jerseys. If you do it right, I like it. If you do it wrong, I don't. I don't think they did it very well here. I'm not impressed. I look at this, I think practice scrimmage. I don't think of NBA Christmas Day game. Maybe I'm hating. I don't know. You'll see some of these Christmas jerseys are better than others. They will not all be D tiers. But these two back-to-back years of Christmas Day jerseys, I was not a huge fan of. But I will say it was cool to have them at least, something different, something fun at the time. But looking back, comparatively, if you're comparing it to our jerseys over time, I'm not too impressed. So, with that being said, we will throw it in the D tier. Next, this is one where my bias may take over because the classic Navy Vertical Thunder script jerseys from the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, James Harden era are some of my favorites because as a child, I loved just seeing like different jerseys. We wore the white and the blues a ton. This was just kind of fun. We pulled these out. My first jersey I ever had was Kevin Durant jersey. We're not talking about that. Doesn't count because he betrayed us. The jersey is back in a closet somewhere. We don't look at that much anymore. My first real jersey was a Russell Westbrook Navy alternate jersey. And I look at these. I think these are some that we'll look back as our kind of classic jerseys. I could see us bringing them back someday just for fun. Maybe in the coming years, as a city jersey. And we kind of did with the 2021 white ones right under here. They're a similar kind of effect there. I believe I'm going to go A tier. I think a lot of people think these are ugly. So I think I could see people putting it in C. I'm putting it in A because I have a lot of just good memories with these jerseys. Next, oh gosh, it's very far away. It looks like we have our 2014 Christmas Day jerseys. And I think this is very similar to the 2013 with the logo. It's our logo crest on it with it's sleeveless logo crest, not silver. I mean, I don't know. I don't like just having our crest logo on a jersey alone. No words, no nothing. Just our crest logo. I don't think it works. I don't like it. D tier. I'm not a fan of that idea. But I say that. Maybe I'm crazy because these right here are iconic. I know people hate these. These white ones they wore for a couple years. I don't know why they went with them, but when they did, man, I loved it. I loved the vibes wearing these jerseys. I think of when I see these jerseys, I think of we were playing the Lakers at home. I think Kobe was guarding KD. I'm not exactly sure. KD was in the right wing corner area. Had a little crazy behind the back move for a jumper. It was just so tough. When I see these jerseys, that's what I think of. I think of the best of Kevin Durant when I see these jerseys. Kevin Durant, good era of KD, back towards the late end of his Thunder tenure, when I really kind of got into basketball as a whole. So once again, I'm kind of partial to these jerseys, but consistency. If we're going for less memory, more vibe, and beauty of the jersey, C tier. Because, like I said, the logo crest is not that great. Christmas Day 2015, navy blue Thunder cursive. I think it looks good. I wish they would have worn these for more than just Christmas Day. If we're talking Christmas Day jerseys, these are my favorite all time. But would I put it over our white crest jerseys? No, C tier. This right here is S tier. Now, I think most of you would agree with me. This may be the best jersey in Thunder history. When I think of iconic jerseys in Thunder basketball history, I think of our original orange sunsets because maybe, we didn't win a championship in them. We didn't do anything crazy with them, but this was Russell Westbrook's moment because this is one of my favorite pictures in Thunder history. Right here in those orange sunsets. There's not many Thunder. Okay, there's one Thunder moment I can think of better than this, and that was when we won the championship. But this will always be one of my favorite Thunder memories, and these jerseys are a big part of it. They will be S tier. They're beautiful, they're fun, and they're iconic. When you think S tier, think of iconic jerseys that will never, they will always live on. They will always live on. Okay, S tier. Christmas Day. If there was just tier between C and D, I put these there. I don't think they're bad enough to be D, but I do like the navy blue Thunder Christmas Day better. 2016 Christmas Day. This one's better. The navy blue is better than the lighter blue. We'll put it in C just for consistency's sake. All right, 2018, our first City Edition jersey ever. 17-18. At first, during the season, I hated this jersey. Looking back on it, though, I see the vision with the gray being kind of thundercloud and the lightning bolts. I see the vision. I don't think they pulled it off perfectly. I think it kind of looked weird on the court in a broadcast view. If we're talking, creativity, I'd say B. If we're talking execution and the visual appeal of the jersey, I'm going C. These right here are A. Because I like these jerseys better than, I know these are iconic and classic. This right here was a fun era. Those blue lines in the back. It was, when the Thunder pulled these jerseys out, it was going to be a good night, except for Dame's shot. That was a bad night. But these jerseys represent a really fun, good era of Thunder basketball. Paul George, Russ, kind of the end of Russ's tenure. Fun time, man. Brings back memories. I loved the look of these jerseys because when Nike, after Nike pulled these gray ones out, I was like, dang, is Nike going to give us a good jersey? Please give us a good jersey, Nike. And that felt like our good first Nike jersey. I would love to get one of these throwback. I love these so much. Oh, baby, we got a big one next. This one I'm torn because would I put it in the same level as our original Sunsets, or would I put it or could I put it in the same level as our navy blue alternate jerseys? S tier. It is an S tier. This right here, we're talking visual appeal of jerseys all time. I think it is the greatest we have. Okay, obviously it wasn't during a very incredibly successful era, but these jerseys were beautiful, beautiful, and the people I talked to agree with me. Just the heritage represented by it, the light blue. It was different. It was fun. It was creative. It was a good era of Thunder jerseys. I love it. S tier. Would I put it over the Sunsets? No, because of the rich history. And when I see that, the memories that come to my mind, this will probably be my favorite jersey of all time in Thunder history. But visually wise, I need to buy one. I need to go look online and find one. I love these jerseys, man. Beautiful. Now we have our kind of Mickey Mouse Sunsets. They tried to oh, wait, Thunder, you like your Sunset jerseys? Okay, Nike said, we'll give you one. We'll give you one as an extra. They looked cool. It was fun when we got them because it was like, okay, Sunsets are back, but it didn't have the same vibe. I will give it B tier because I love Sunset jerseys. I think the idea of them are great, and it was fun to get one back after I think a year without them. We got it back. It was tough. Now these right here, this is tricky. At first, when I saw these jerseys, I didn't get the vision. I did not see the vision. But as that year went on, I like to think of, for the game, some jerseys have a game that sticks in your mind, like this one, Westbrook's triple double record breaking winner game against Denver in 2017. That game equals this jersey. Okay. Think back, I think it was January. Westbrook's return to OKC against the Rockets in OKC. We wore these jerseys, man. And Chris Paul had that nutmeg play. It was just a fun time. And this was that 2020 year when we were kind of sulking and in mourning, but Chris Paul and that team brought us a little bit of joy before a period of darkness. And what the jersey represents too, how it lives on in the National Memorial Museum. This jersey, I think, will be timeless in the sense of what it represented. And for that reason, goodness, this is one I'm torn on. I'm between A and B. I don't think I'd put it at the level of those two in A. I'll throw it in B. But if we're talking about representation and what the jersey represents and means and stands for, it's between these two tiers. But we'll throw it in B for now because I can't in good heart put it next to our navy blue statement alternate jerseys. Those are beautiful. A. Our current Sunsets statement jerseys we are in an era of Thunder basketball where we're continuing to build a brand, right? We talk about branding. We look back at Westbrook, Katie, and these old vintage jerseys. That was a brand, okay? What we're currently in a brand building. We're all these jerseys we're buying right now, all this stuff we wear as Thunder fans, will become vintage collector's items someday because we are entering a period of dominance. We're NBA champions, and this jersey since 2021 has been a staple of that run. And it's beautiful. It brings back the sunset nature of that jersey, the Westbrook jersey, while ushering in a new modern era. It's beautiful. It is A. Okay. Next, we have. Oh, man. These city jerseys are tough because a lot of them are similar in how I feel about them. This one was just incredibly mid. I liked that the blue kind of lines in the orange. I didn't like how it looked like they put they used a Pacers jersey like blueprint and put Thunder colors on it. And now that I say that out loud, I think it's C. Visually, it's not terrible. I was thinking putting it in B, but I can't put it in good heart next to our bombing jerseys. So we'll go C with that one. These, I can't remember the exact name for it. It was like earned, like when they did that weird thing where it's like you made the playoffs, so you get a jersey next year. We didn't wear them too much. They don't have much of my identity. They look cool though. C for those dark blue Thunders. Those were cool though. They were fun. All right, all white 75th anniversary jerseys, 2021. We were terrible in this era, but we had a court with them. It was pretty cool. Lou Dort, I think, had a game-winning layup in these jerseys. It just sucks these jerseys were wasted on years we were terrible in. But it was a beautiful jersey. The all-white, I have a giddy one of this. I love it. It's fun to wear. I love these jerseys. It's something different than what we've seen. For that reason, I think it's a B tier. It's a B tier jersey. I mean, love me, hate me. I'm looking at these in B tier. It is above all these jerseys. The more I look, you know what? Fight me. Fight me. These long sleeve jerseys are tough. Okay? I know I'm being inconsistent with the crest on the jersey. These are tough. I like these. The Kevin Durant, good memories, man. I love playing 2K, putting these on, looking different, looking fun. These are B tier. I was looking at, okay, I was like, I can feel good putting this white jersey above all these, but I didn't feel good putting it above this one. So for that reason, the vintage light long sleeve will go in the B tier. I'm sorry. Current association whites. At first I was skeptical. I like the white with the Oklahoma City script, and I like what they did with the orange. The way the lettering is written on this looks beautiful. And like I said, we're building a legacy and a brand that's going to last for a long time with this dynasty we're creating. I think these are A tier jerseys. Now, this is something that the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking as I'm doing this, will I have another S tier? Is there a jersey that lives up to the original Sunsets and the City jerseys in 2019, light blue? Is there a jersey that lives up to that? Visually appealing, nothing lives up to this one. Legacy-wise, our blue Icon Edition jerseys do. Legacy-wise, they do. Think of Boston Celtics green Celtics jersey, right? Iconic, championships won in them. Okay? This jersey right here is the jersey the Thunder won the NBA championship in. When we had a big game in this playoff run, we had a game that we had to win, a big-time moment. What jersey did we put on? This blue jersey. The Thunder blue jersey will be our all-time staple. Okay? And of all of our generic routine jerseys, that is the one that sticks because that's the one where we hosted Larry O'Brien in. And that's the jersey that will be an S tier. I don't know if we'll have any more after that. Okay, maybe. Maybe. To be determined. 23. This one's a C. I'm sorry. They tried to play it off. The red dirt that's built in the red dirt of Oklahoma. That was a stretch. I don't know what their plan was with this jersey. Dark gray Thunder. It didn't look good. It looked kind of weird. I wasn't a huge fan. It's not D tier, but it's C. I don't know which one of these I like better. I was kind of disappointed. It was a down year for City jerseys that year. And then honestly, the next year, We didn't. It was an improvement. I was happy to see an improvement, but I'm not putting it in B. This is C as well. The slanted OKC orange. I was never a big fan of the orange yellow combination. It made us look like a Chinese flag. I mean, obviously, the Chinese flag is red, but it looked too similar to a Chinese flag than Thunder basketball, or at the Atlanta Hawks. Even I don't know. It was just. Is there orange on the Chinese? I don't. There. I don't think there is. Can we put a picture of a Chinese flag? I don't know why I thought of a Chinese flag, but when you put orange and yellow together like that, it doesn't. Let's just say this: it doesn't remind me of Thunder basketball. Okay, so this one didn't sit too well with me. It was fun. It was better than this one. It'd be between a B and a C in my mind, but it's a C. This one right here, last year's City jersey, winning a championship and having a lot of iconic games in a jersey is going to help its ranking. It's a B tier. If you had to compare the two, the red and orange, or the yellow and orange era, I think this one that I put in B is better than 2025 is better than 2024 because I like what they did with the Oklahoma. I like just having Oklahoma on front, the whole state represented. I think that's pretty cool. And the court was nice, the black court. And you think back to games we won in that jersey. Obviously, game 1 against Denver was not fun, but it was interesting. Game 2 against Denver, that big time win in this jersey was a blast, and that's the game I'll always remember for this jersey. It has a game I think of when I see it that ups it a tier in my mind. B tier jersey there, and the final one, the star of the show, the reason we are here today doing this jersey tier list. 2025-26 current City jerseys that we unveiled on Wednesday night. Bringing back the kind of the thematic accessories, the details of our 2019 light blue City Native American heritage jerseys, bringing that back with a kind of dark blue night feel. Where do I put that? Is it enough? Have I seen enough to put it in S tier? I have not. It's an A tier jersey. It is beautiful. Thunder, you did great with this. I love you hear the fans. You hear what the fans want. You hear what they love, and you bring it back. You put a new spin on it. Okay? It's beautiful. I think one day we'll see these light blue ones come back, which will be amazing. But we're building a brand, an identity, kind of an alternate identity, which is really cool. And the court is beautiful. The court really helps it as well. Obviously, I'm not really counting courts as part of the jersey, but the court was amazing with the sash in the middle. It was beautiful. I love them. I think we're going to have a lot of fun in these jerseys this year. This is one I want to get, okay? This is one of, as City jersey, if we're looking at our Nike City jerseys on this tier, this is number 2 behind the original. So Thunder did a great job. It's an A tier jersey. If you look at the ones that's next to, I mean, obviously I'm giving this a lot of respect with the jerseys it's next to. And our current jersey kit is, all 4 of them are S and A tiers. Okay, that shows you where we are as a team and how we look. We are looking nice. We are looking good on the court right now, guys. Props to the Thunder organization and Nike for building upon what started it a little bit rough, okay, and bringing it to greatness. So, here's my tier list. I'm actually happy with how it turned out. We had 3 in S, 3 in D, and then we had a very balanced middle selection. I didn't plan that. I was hoping I wouldn't have too many in one. I couldn't make my mind up, but I made my mind up pretty easily. I feel good about it. Let me know what y'all would change. Let me know what your tier would look like. Feel free to do one on your own. But yeah. So, let me know what y'all think. All right, guys. So, thank you for joining me on our little tier list segment of the show. That was a lot of fun. I love doing that. We'll have to do that again with some other things. That was a blast. That was a blast. Let's get into what's happening this week. Our weather report. Let's see what we have cooking. 3 games, all at home. We are home for an entire week. What a blessing. This is exciting. Happy for our guys to spend some time with family, get some rest. It'll be good for us. So yeah, but these 3 games are big. You can't take a week off because these 3 teams are hungry. Portland thinks they can beat us again. We'll let them think that. Okay, let's get into Portland first. Today at 6:00 p.m., it's time for some revenge, guys. They're talking crazy. We're the ones who beat the Thunder. Yeah, we were off. We had a plethora of guys out. I hope everyone comes in this game, plays this game, and we go in this game with our 91.6% odds and just run Portland into the ground. Nothing else to be said about that. It's time to show the world that game was a fluke. We should be 17-0. 126-95 Thunder. Goodbye, Portland. We'll see you next week. Have fun. Wednesday. Cup game, another one, 3 of 4 against Minnesota. Our first home cup game. Let's see our dark blue court. It doesn't look great, but we'll get to see it. I'm excited to see it. Minnesota. I'm excited to see the Wolves again. No, I'm not. I hate the Wolves. The W star. Wolves is a slur. Cannot say that. Okay. Minnesota. We hate the you know what's. Okay. The Minnesota. Welcome back after Game 5. I hope you all have recovered from your tragic loss last season, but it looks like you haven't. 10-6. I mean, it's not a bad record. Not great. Not at the level people have said you'd be at. Coming off a tough loss to Phoenix in Cup play. Very similar roster to what they had last year. They didn't bring back guys like Nah. Minnesota is one of those teams that they will make the playoffs. I believe they will make it. They'll win. Because Ant has a good mentality overall on the court. And they're going to come in this game motivated. They're going to want to beat us bad. I think they're going to show us some adversity. They're going to play hard. It's going to be physical. It's going to be rough. I think we're going to run into some trouble. But I think we're going to win 118-107. Until the Thunder give me a reason to believe we're not going to win a game, I'll pick us to lose. Okay? But I don't think that's going to ever happen because they have not given us any reasons to believe we're ever going to lose a game. Alrighty, Friday night against Phoenix. This is, if you ask me which game I'm more nervous for, I'd probably say Minnesota a little bit. Although we get better odds in that game because I just think Minnesota's going to come into it way more hungry than Phoenix is. Although Phoenix has some pieces, okay? Don't sleep on the Suns. They're both Suns and Minnesota as of today are 10-6. They are undefeated in Cup play, so this will be a big one. We'll see where they're at Cup play. Maybe they'll lose another one. But they're our comp in Cup right now. Them and Minnesota are the 2 teams that are going to give us trouble. So I was looking at their team. I was like, okay, I know they made a lot of moves. Say goodbye to Kevin Durant. Got some guys back. So who's been their guy? Who's been doing it for them? Book is his team now. 27 points per game. Dylan Brooks has come in and been a great contributor. 21 points a game for Dylan Brooks. Grayson Allen, 18. He's really stepped up, has some incredible games. Jalen Green, 15 points per game. And Mark Williams, 12 points per game. Those 5 guys, that's a good core. That's a good 5-player core. Other than that, there's not much else. You have Royce O'Neal off the bench. The bench isn't great. Like, as we know, the Phoenix Suns are a very expensive team. But they have the pieces to really be a quiet playoff team this year. I think it's going to be fun. I think Dylan Brooks will bring the energy. Dylan Brooks and Grayson Allen on one team as 2 of the top contributors is diabolical. A very, very, dirty team looks like. I think the Thunder are going to give him trouble. I don't think the Thunder are going to let Dylan Brooks get 21. We're not going to let Grayson Allen get 18 as well. That's not going to happen. So I think we're going to make them uncomfortable. I don't think they played anyone like us yet. 115-92 Thunder. I think if we're talking about the name of this game is going to be who's going to make their team more uncomfortable. I think we win that battle 9 times out of 10, especially on our home court on an NBA Cup night. So I predict us to be 19-1 at the end of the week and to be undefeated in NBA Cup play, 4-0. Am I ambitious? Maybe. Am I realistic? Yes. We're 16-1. What do you want me to say? Thunder, I believe, will go undefeated this week, and we'll make some statements. I think look out for all these games. Watch these games this week. I know Wednesday night will be ESPN, which will be nice. National TV game if you don't get the local channels. But Portland, we need to win this game. It'd be bad to lose to them twice. We cannot let that happen. these two, they're gonna give us their best look. All these teams are gonna give us their best look, but these two, especially Minnesota and Phoenix, are gonna want to make a statement. They want to put the league on notice. Two teams in the middle of the West, and they want to step up. Who's going to step up and take that leap into a contender spot? They could. Will they against us? Hopefully not. So, with all that being said, that wraps up the episode, folks. I hope you all enjoyed a little different episode once again, trying a lot of stuff out. It's been a lot of fun for me. I hope you're all having fun too. I hope you'll have a happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I'm very thankful for all of you. Thunder Nation, okay? OKC Will to Win fans, Thunder fans, the Will to Win Show fans. You all are amazing and incredible, and you bring a lot of joy to my life. So I thank you all so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families. Enjoy it. Get some rest and relaxation, okay? I know we have a last push of busyness till Christmas after this, but enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have fun watching Thunder basketball this week. Enjoy the crap out of it. If you're at the games, be loud, be rowdy. Big week for our fan base and Loud City to step up and be the sixth man. Do it. Be there. Be loud. If you're watching on TV, support these guys. That's what I'll be doing from home. But back home, I'll be back home this week. So, yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing y'all next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And Thunder up, baby.